All right, here we go. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, I talked the other day about a comic book auction that I'm going to be doing on Sunday, June 7th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Originally, it said 6 p.m., but that was a mistake. It's 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Then I made a video the other day saying I added a couple of more comics, and now I've added about eight more. So this is going to be one of the biggest auctions I've had. This will have both raw and slabbed comics. Price ranges are anywhere under $100 up to the lower thousand range, lower thousands. There are some big books in here. So there's a little bit for everybody. So I wanted to make sure that I gave people an update because as you see on the live chat, and we've got Horror Breakdown here, good to see you. If you become a paid Patreon member at patreon.com/we love comics, or you become one of my YouTube membership programs, you join one of those, you can get your name on the list for the shout outs, which, by the way, Kevin W. is a newest member. So let me do this really quick. Shout out to all my Patreon members: Sith Lord Michael B., Dan L. Herbert, Annabelle Kim, Blessed, Joey S., Ashton H., Stan Start, Brian Hood, Brian Hood at Hood Collectibles on Instagram. Instagram also at Scott WU077 and on Instagram at Silver Age Surfer _comics. And like I said, last but not least, Kevin W, who just added onto the Patreon. So you can get the list right now if you are a paid Patreon member or if you are one of my um, YouTube membership holders. Now, I am doing the sneak peek video this coming Sunday, which is May 31st. It's going to be around 4 p.m. Now, I don't know if it'll be exactly at 4 p.m., but it should be around the 4 p.m. Eastern time frame for the sneak peek. So anybody watching the sneak peek video can basically contact me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. And you can see right here in the middle here, peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com. Payment plans are available if you need them, starting anywhere from a 2-month payment plan for comics $399 to $599, all the way up to 2 years for books 4,000 and up. So it gives you a chance to be able to acquire some Grail books without having to have all the money right away. Now, obviously, if you pay all up front, you get the book right away, but no interest on those, provided you are paying on time and you stick with the agreement of the time period. In other words, if you do a 3-month payment plan, it has to be done within 3 months. Otherwise, there are penalty charges. So I want to make sure people know about that. But I'm adding a bunch new comics. So even people that were already on my paid Patreon and already asked me for the list, I've added about roughly 13 to 15 more comics since I gave out those lists. So if anybody wants the updated list, let me know. Again, you have to be a paid Patreon member or a YouTube membership member. Now, you can join right now and do the minimum amount, and that will qualify. And what the advantage is right this minute. If you ask for the list and you prove to me that you're either a YouTube member or joining the YouTube membership, or you are a paid Patreon member and you see the list and you want a book, make an offer on the book. And if I accept that offer, you're sniping the book so no one else gets the chance to even bid on it. So you don't have to worry about the auction happening and you miss the auction. You end up getting outbid on a book you wanted or getting into a bidding war with somebody and spending more than you could have if you would have made an initial offer. So there are benefits to this. So I may add even more books, but as of now, roughly around 30 books, which is the biggest one I've done. And like I said, this is going to be the first one in years that I'm doing raw books and graded books. And I make sure I check to make sure if there's Marvel value stamps, they have them. Make sure if the staples are attached, the color of the pages, things like that. So here's your chance, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to give an update on this because I just finished adding about 8 more comics from the previous time. I added 5 more from the list, and I may add even more. we'll see. So this is going to be a big auction. So if you know anybody that likes buying comics, and like I said, the price ranges are going to be several books under $100, up to books in the lower thousands. But there are going to be some big boy books. So everybody will get to see and have an opportunity to make offers starting next Sunday. But anybody that is my paid Patreon member or join the YouTube membership program, you can get the list right now and make an offer before anybody else even knows what's for sale. Or you can just take the chance and wait until the auction and, see what happens. But I always warn people 90% of my sales happen either before or after the auction. I've had a few auctions where I've had zero sales during the live auction, and I sold several either before or after, because what I also do is 1 week after the auction is done, any unsold comics or any comics that somebody won that they did not pay for are available for sale at whatever the starting price is up to 1 week after the auction is done. So I have a lot of benefits that I don't think anybody else does. So, like I said, payment plans. And also, if you pay with check or money order, you can get anywhere from a 1 to 6% discount, depending on the price of the value of the comics in total. And you'll get half price domestic shipping and a free comic. If you mail cash to me as payments, which I have several people are doing, and some people have done, even people overseas have done this, you can get anywhere from a 2 to 7% discount, a free comic, and free domestic shipping and handling. So there's a lot of benefits to these things. So you can go to my Patreon at patreon.com/we love comics, and then you can email me at peacefulfeelings@yahoo.com, and you could get the list. And if you make an offer on any of them, I accept it. You make the deposit, or you pay for it in full. No one else gets a chance to see the book, let alone bid on it. So I'm really excited about this one. Hopefully, you'll share this with other people that you know that like buying comics. Like I said, payment plans are available, cash and money order and check discounts, no eBay taxes. So, a lot to look forward to. So, any questions, you can leave it in the comment section. Since Horror Breakdown, you're the only person here in the live chat, you are today's surprise subscriber shout out. If anybody could share their stories in the comment section, if you've ever ordered from my auctions before, if you could put an experience, post your experience with it, it helps others. I make sure I bomb-proof packages. I mail out books within 24 to 48 business hours of final payment. I always make sure that it is well packaged, it is sent priority mail, and I always update everybody with the tracking numbers and a picture of the comic as I mail it out in the box. So hopefully you guys will check it out. Hopefully you'll share it, because like I tell people, this is my income. So selling these comics, anytime I could end up making enough to pay the bills and have extra, I buy more comics, I find deals, and I do more auctions and make sure I save a lot of money and, you know, make sure you get somebody trustworthy and pass it on to you guys. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So if you want to thumb it up, that's great. If you want to subscribe, that's awesome. If you want to leave comments about your previous experiences with me with your purchases, let me know if you're interested in checking this out. There's going to be comics for everybody in here. And one big thing that most people on their auctions do that I don't, there are no filler comics. I'm not selling like a stack of 100 comics that you could find in a 25-cent bin. Every single comic is at least a minor key issue. So from minor key issues to for grails, there are some grail comics for sale. So there's a wide variety. So, but I'm not selling dollar bin comics. So this is not something like people try and get rid of their fillers. These are all books that people want. I went on eBay and I checked prices for sold comics. Um, I made my guesses of what I think the grade would be in the grade range. Obviously, I'm not a professional grader, but if you've been watching my channel for years, you know I'm pretty spot on with my grades. But I always go by the lowest sold And I sell mine for even cheaper than the lowest sold. And I also don't add taxes like you see on eBay. Because, for example, if you see a comic sold for $100 on eBay, it didn't sell for $100. They won it for 100, then they had to pay on top of it shipping and eBay taxes. So neither the taxes or eBay shipping or the shipping costs are factored into the dollar amount that you see. I don't charge taxes. So even if I sold it for the same price you saw it sold for on eBay, you're getting it for cheaper. Now, there are a couple of comics that did not sell at all because some of the comics I'm selling are actually pretty rare, so they're hard to find. So I based it on what was for sale and again, lower than anybody else's. So hopefully you'll check it out. Hopefully you'll share this for me. It does help. And leave a comment because it does help the algorithm. And hopefully I'll see you either by reading your emails if you're a paid Patreon member or a YouTube membership program affiliate. Whether you are going to be here for the sneak peek, which again, roughly around 4 p.m. Eastern Time this coming Sunday, the 31st, and then the actual auction, provided any comics are left, which I'm sure there will be, which will be on June 7th. And remember, it's 3 p.m., even though the initial um, video thumbnail says 6 p.m. That was a mistake. So, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. And don't forget, it's not you, it is not I, it is We Love Comics. And since we have also, oh, wait, it's just a horror breakdown making another comment. So I appreciate that. You are today's surprise subscriber shout out. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the AI art. Thought I'd do something a little silly this time. And don't forget, it's not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics, especially once for sale on an auction. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. And don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered.